So this economic plan doesn't have a nickname. The premise is already existing entities like contractors, governments, contractors, governments, tribal groups that have some kind of economic base come up with a job, something they actually want to do, and they want to hire people, and they want it to be good, and they want it to be exhilarating for themselves and for the economy and for everybody. Money is a language, so there'll be a good time and there'll be money to be spent by everybody to increase the good time in their own individual universes, and that's why good money makes people happy. So they got this idea for a job. So there's this government, and there's a contractor. And the job. The contractor is going to be the one that oversees the job, and the government oversees the site, etc. Say it's something like construction, but it could be a public service like recycling. Well, the president tells the rest of the government. So the president, let's give him a White House. And we'll just pretend that it's white, so we'll use a negative space and make it a black house. Today is Dick Gregory's birthday. Happy birthday, Dick Gregory. A lot of the news talk shows you see on TV have a certain relevant irreverence that Dick Gregory pioneered. He ran for president and said if he was elected he would paint the White House black. Just shows that some people run protest presidency runs that people remember. I can remember when one comedian, was a pretty famous comedian, and he decided he was going to run for president, so he had a press conference and he flipped a coin to determine which party he would run for the nomination of. Okay, so the president tells the rest of the government, continue your vacation, but I'm just not going to seek out your vacation's book report content anymore. What you do on your endless summer vacation is entirely your business. I'm the president. I see a national crisis. We're at war, and as far as I'm concerned, it would be a real good idea to employ the American people for any wide number of reasons. So what I'm going to do as president is I'm going to take this wad of money and I'm going to appropriate it, and it's mine. It's a War Powers Act thing. So you can talk to my buddies at the Pentagon, the guys with the nuclear weapons and stuff, and see if tell them you're going to impeach me. That's cool. It's going to take a while, but for right now, I've got a budget as Commander-in-Chief, and I'm going to spend it on jobs right here at home. Cynics might say that, that why would having a good infrastructure at home have anything to do with national security? And I just let them get on TV and run that line until they made complete or removed all doubt from anyone as to why they're on TV, bitching, and I'm the president. So there's this money. Well, so how is the president going to deploy the money, since Congress is going to be busy working on their endless summer vacation? The president is going to have job assessors. And he's going to pick them from all 4 time zones: Alaska, Hawaii, Puerto Rico, Guam, and the Virgin Islands. Or you don't hear about them that much anymore. Anyhow, the assessors, and they work outside their own time zone, so there's no real obvious conflict of interest, and the assessors just look at the jobs. So here's an assessor that he has this wad of money, and he looks at the job and he says, okay, your job, government and construction, you got a good job there. Now the idea is we want to stimulate the economy as fast as possible and put people to work as fast as possible. Stimulate economy, put people to work. Are we going to go through our banking system? Are we going to go to government agencies so we can have the government agency approve the think tank group for the prospective committee on... We're going to approve the job. Me, this guy here, the president's job assessor. Okay, that's him with his all-seeing eye and the heart of green. He looks at the job and he says, okay, job. Now what the job entails is finding people like you and me, nearly identical blue people, and say the existing amount of money the government and the contractor has, they got the equipment, they got the land, they got the certificates saying they can do the job. What they don't have is enough money to make it worthwhile for the employees. This is where this guy comes in. He says, you cut him a paycheck with all the rigmarole, all the deductions, but I'll give you this camera, this handy-dandy assessor camera. In fact, since they only cost about 40 to 70 bucks, you can have like 3 or 4 of them. You get on your laptop and you report to me how the job's doing. So the camera is taking laptop pictures of the job. The job is approved. The first paychecks come out maybe in 2 days. They're in constant computer contact with this guy, our super assessor. Here. I wish you could see him. Okay, there you go. There he is. Sort of black with an eye in the sky. First paycheck comes. He goes, yeah, you started. 3 days later, he says, yeah, you continue. Another paycheck comes. Now, what's the story with the paychecks? What is it with the guy with the eye in the sky approving the paychecks? This guy here. The only thing he approves is he watches the workers, he watches the progress, and the only one who sees the money are these nearly identical blue people like you and me. Our take-home pay gets the money. Nobody else, not the contractor, not the government, not the bank, not anybody. He watches us work. And if the job's good, he says it's good. Now, how do we know this guy here isn't bought off with the greens? That's because we've got the people, the nearly identical blue people watching on public access TV, public access, because the reporting on the job is for everyone to see. We all watch the job. We all work the job. The assessor sends us the greenbacks because the president decided the way to stimulate the economy is to give the people who work the money. Once again, real quick, with maybe a friendly, purple pointer. Ew, purple for... that sounds like a greedy color. How about a nice big bright green pointer? The president tells the other people to go in Washington, D.C. to skip it. He hires these guys to approve jobs. The government and the contractors put the jobs together. The jobs are borne witness to by the cameras that this guy has given them. They continually report to this guy, and he slaps the money to us, the ones who are working. More on this concept. This concept ain't gonna stop. Oscar 211010.